This is the most important segment of the show. So anyone who has a vote when it comes to the CPL Awards, tune in, and we're going to give you the proper instructions on where your votes maybe should go. So many controversial picks year after year.
Love it.
And I'm just like, who are these people that are voting? So tune in. We're going to help you out here. Gareth Wheeler, Jordan Wilson, Christian Jack with you. Look, we're like 2-3 weeks out from the end of the season. So let's go through the favorites to win the significant CPL Awards at the season's end. Player of the Year, these are some of the top candidates. We're happy to add or include anyone else that may be a potential player of the year. David Rodriguez has been the favorite throughout, regularly topping the CPL top 10 player of the year lists provided by the Canadian Premier League. Is Rodriguez your guy, D-Rod?
Yeah, for me, as the front runner, it's very close. I think there's a lot of good players on that board there. The best player not on that board for me is Manny Aparicio. I think he's been absolutely tremendous this year.
Someone else.
I share your sentiment in terms of...
Yeah, you guys are going to get somewhere else probably, but
no,
I think Manny could get in that 5. The league will announce the 5. I think he could very much get in there. Becca's been brilliant for Forge all season. Sometimes gets lost on this is that, like, whoever's peaking now often can win awards.
Tierno Ba.
We'll get to that in a second. It's almost like what you do in September significantly outweighs what you do in April, which it shouldn't. But Rodriguez was brilliant in the first 3 months. Maybe Salter's been better the last few weeks. It's very close.
Unpopular opinion, but we also have to look at for Player of the Year as well. I understand it's a fantastic Atletico Ottawa team. But Sir Sammy Saltbay has 18 goals.
Yeah, 18.
He's been on flames, and I get it. I could see a world where players...
No penalties.
No pens.
No pens.
And he has 3 games left in the regular season, and he could also hit 20 and go to playoffs and go north of 20 and not win Player of the Year. I'm just saying...
But, like, there's a guy who, like, leads assists right next to him and scored, like,
but hold on.
a lot of goals,
also,
too.
Sammy Saltbay has a few assists added to him. He's been exceptional this year. I'm just saying it's not clear-cut David Rodriguez. I understand why people... Like, there's a world where Sammy Saltbay goes and wins, but I'm like... standing up quick for Sammy Saltbay.
He might get 3 awards.
I'm just saying there's a case. There's a campaign for Sammy Saltbay.
If Sam Salter gets 20, how doesn't he win that award? Like, I'm serious. 20! This is the Canadian Premier League. By the way, I think that the top 3 players this season all play for Atletico Ottawa.
Look at you.
And it's not Aparicio, although I get the argument.
I know you're
Baloo Tabla! Baloo Tabla!
You talked about his people.
Rodriguez, Saltbay. The winner's going to someone with
September
Atletico
Player
Ottawa.
of the Month.
Baloo's been dangerous, for sure.
Where are we going next here? Let's go under
smile.
21 Player of the Year candidate. There are so many good under 20. Like, there's been more under 21 minutes this season across the board than any other year.
Every credit.
Who is leading that race? Like, this is the most hotly contested race.
Well, can I put something out there first? And I know that when you have awards...
Where's Kozlowski?
Everyone makes up their criteria.
Kozlowski's been great.
But when I talk to people about it, what's the criteria for U21 players? Is it the most outstanding? The player with the most promise? Is it
Just
all of
pick
that
who's
together?
the best
No,
one.
but you gotta talk about it.
The word is best.
Best? I'm gonna say there's 2 names that you can't avoid. That is Mr. Noah Botnay, and this is not recency bias, Tierno Ba. The only thing that people can say about him is that he's playing for Vancouver FC that are 8th right now.
Yeah.
That's it.
Ba's been brilliant.
Outside of that, throughout the course of the season, you saw him, he started here and he's up here now. He's been exceptional. So for me, there's 2 picks.
Salter, but Coimbra's got double-digit goals.
Yeah.
Coimbra's not it.
But you just said Salter.
I get it. But the other players, Botnay, for me, you looked at a mentor in Didic, you're like, okay, Botnay has to play a role. He's anchored that back line by himself. Ba, think about where Vancouver FC would be.
He's been the best under-21 player for Ottawa.
No, he hasn't.
He has.
He's been great, but he hasn't been the best player.
Dynamic out wide.
No, he hasn't.
Dynamic out wide. A player that has been very important for that system. Batney's been very good, but he's been hurt.
No, but he's been great, Antonaro, and consistent.
He has.
And he's chipped in offensively and understood the role, but he hasn't been the best player.
It's going to be tough.
Kozlowski's been better than
Ba's got
Antonaro.
all the headlines and probably...
We got to speed this up a bit. I'll just say... The 3 Ottawa center backs might all cancel each other out. Because they're all under 21s and they're all great. Defender of the Year, still a Botnay, Cloutier in that category as well. Nimick, this is a good list of players here. Who's your favorite? Jordan is a former center back.
Dynamic. But for me, you can maybe make a case for a Botnay as well. I think what I just spoke about, anchoring that back line. But when you look at the numbers and just look at assists, the key passes, balls won, the way that he's anchored that back line with Ashley Johnson, who normally wins that award and normally is the best player in the back line. Dan Nimick, for me, week in and week out, he maybe had 2 games off all year where I was like, he looked human. Outside of that, it's been superhuman from him. He gets my vote.
Nimick will win. I think it's an overwhelming choice.
Overwhelming?
I think he'll win.
Wow.
Look, I think there's a lot of good defenders this year. Frank Stirring deserves a nod. He's
a shout.
Very, very good this year. There's been a lot of good defenders in Ottawa. Cavalry have missed Colin Montgomery when he's not played. I know he's been inconsistent, but he's been very good when he's played.
He's getting a shout?
But Nimick, for me, TMG had a very good start.
Explain this. This is my own, like,
Rama's been good.
I'm ready.
Nimick's been great. But has he been that much better than Ashley Johnson?
Yes.
That much better than Ashley Johnson?
Yes.
I think that they're
not neck and neck.
I look at them every week.
Yeah, I agree with you.
And I think that they both kind of been on the same level.
Look, it's
it's hard for me to separate those two.
This is what I say
honest.
as well about Becker every year when people are like, oh, Becker's not in this year. Because you think every year you got to get to the next level. And I think that's what the case when you look at Ashley. I don't think it's been that much better. But I think Nimick's been better.
They make each other
Nimick's been the best center back in the league, best defender in the league.
I'll save my vote because we got to move on to the best goalkeeper in the Canadian Premier League. We only gave 3 for this category. I think Urtiaga's been really good, by the way.
That's your shout, eh?
No, well, I'm just throwing his name in the mix.
But it's not your shout.
Yeah. I'm leaving that up to the pundits.
You're the best.
To the experts.
I think Urtiaga's
I'm a host today, not analyst, boys.
It's not my
KJ,
shout.
who's your Golden Glove winner?
I don't have one yet.
Ooh.
Honestly, it's really close, and I think all 3 have had very, very good years, like very good elite.
You think it's like a 3-way tie?
I think all 3 have had very, very good years.
Okay.
I'm just not ready to vote for one yet. I think there's still a lot to look at. Wow. Each of them have won games for their teams, and that's really important. And I think we'll see. There's still some football to be played, but those 3, I think, are the runaway candidates.
I get that. And I think, too, with Carducci, you like his progress and what he's shown this season. Calgary finished 3rd or 4th, and you're looking at the best record ever for both of these teams in Atletico Ottawa and Forge. How can you not pick Ingham or Kalela? So for me, it's between those two.
I will say this, though. I actually think this has been Marco Carducci's best year. And he's won the award before on a team that hasn't been
He's been very
as
good.
good.
I agree with you.
Distribution's been, all 3 of the distribution's been good.
Just
it's a 2-way tie.
Got a couple minutes for Coach of the Year. I mean, another tough one. Diego Mejia and Bobby Smirniotis. Is it based upon who wins the CPL
1,000%.
Shield?
For me.
Canadian Premier League Shield?
Yeah.
Is that it?
It is. They have identical records.
One went undefeated in 20, and the other's like shattering records for playing under 21 players, as well as goals scored in attacking football. And it's completely changed an Atletico Ottawa team that was absolute dire to watch to being the entertainers of the Canadian Premier League, and they're winning in the process.
Exactly, and he's transformed players that we saw play under different manager playing in a different way, which is really interesting because we have those reference points for seeing what those players
Santos,
were like
I know
last year
firsthand.
and now what they've done now, right?
Yeah.
So that's a good point too.
I think it's who wins. I really do, because with the identical record, basically, that Atletico Ottawa and Forge have, it's coming down to who secures that #1 spot, and then whoever wins that coach gets
Imagine if you're Smirniotis, you went 20 undefeated,
You still
and
don't
then
win
you
it.
don't win the Coach of the Year
He's used to
award.
winning lots of things and not winning that anyway.
Crazy. Do you think he cares?
No, absolutely not.
But there's a chance that Forge don't win anything this year.
Still.
And I'm talking like individual player of the year, although you guys both like Nimick, or the team. Like, they still have work to do.
A lot on the table. I love the Canadian Premier League, baby.
Well, we all
I love
do.
it.
October.
Award season. I get a vote this year, right, KJ?
Always.
Okay.
This season.
Gotta check.
You vote every year.
Maybe it's been taken away.
You
I don't
vote
know.
every year.
Just trying to muddy the waters here, man. Let me have a